the phone box, and it was worth $100. So it's gone. I can't get it back. Tonight, almost live, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of TV on the UBS network, located on the UBS Broadcasting Mall in El Tacoma, California, the unfinished furniture capital of the world, with the Mission Army Band, who know where to find sex, smut, dirt, filth, and other topical things. James Rushmore, who has a new theory that a certain assassination was caused by some killers. And Mr. Toshiro Asaki, who has been spying on American celebrities, with the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everybody. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Bart Kimball.
Thank you. Happy. Thank you very much. That'll do nicely, Happy. Thank you. You know, ordinarily, this is where we would thank Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers, but as you can see quite plainly, the Mirthmakers didn't show up tonight, so we just thank one Mirthmaker. It seems that the bozos in the front office here at UBS found a legal loophole in the Musicians Union that can save us $20 a Mirthmaker if we keep them home one night every 13 weeks. So that's $100 that won't have to be spent, and when you think about what it would have been spent for, that's a lot of money. Before we get started, I thought I'd like to bring you up to date on my budding commercial career. As I told you the other night, my agent, Sandy Lipsky, she got me into audition for what I think is going to be one of the most talked about commercials of the year. It's a little thing for the California Yam Council. And the commercial is sort of built around these three talking sweet potatoes. And I know, all right, I know it may sound funny, but I've seen the script and it's handled very, very well. Anyway, today they called me back in for what's called a second reading, and this time we actually did the script in costume. And believe me, lying on this huge plate in a yam suit next to a couple of the hottest actors working in commercials, well, it was really a treat. One of the guys used to be in the little boat in the toilet, and the yam on the other side of me had a fabulous 2-year run. I think he was the walking bleach bottle, right? And of course, that's a whole other world. They told me some great stories that I may share with you some night. Wild things. One incident where Bill Shavrin, this second fellow, he was the other yam, he walked out of the soundstage on a lunch break and got halfway to the catering truck before he realized he was still dressed as a bleach bottle. Funny. We'll get into it some night. Anyway, I don't want to jinx the whole thing by talking about it too much on the air. You know, that's bad luck. But it is this kind of branching out that I've been looking forward to doing. And if Mr. Donald Hatlow and all the other good people at the Yam Council are watching tonight, Don, there's nothing I'd rather start doing, no place I'd rather start branching out on behalf of than your particular vegetable, okay? So, see you tomorrow or whenever the filming is. I can't wait. Now, here's a man who branches out just by showing up. My co-host and announcer, Mr. Jerry Hubbard.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. You know, your agent was good enough to give me your card and say if I'm interested, she could, you know, anytime I'm ready to start. I love her card. I love her motto. You're the actor, you get the job.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Well,
She explained, a lot of actors explain the agent to get the job, and, you know, that she has all she can do is to answer the phones there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they only take 10%, so why should they do 100% of the work?
That's true. It makes sense.
You should do 90% of it and give them their dime.
I just, I thought...
Roger Miller, everybody. A surprise.
I think a person, you know, like myself, I write songs and people love me and I make records and I love people. I think that a person shouldn't just limit themselves to one area of thought. I've invented something that I think that the local police departments and the possibly highway patrol would be interested in.
Fantastic.
This is the portable drunk test, and it's just a white line that you just kind of lay out there. And if you can lay it out there, you pass it. Now, there it is, see? And you can get him to walk that. And I think if a guy should be able to walk that and pass it, I think that's wonderful, you know? It's just kind of hard to say. That's about all I wanted to say.
See, I don't want to touch this, because if he walked on it, his footprints will still there, and this has got to be worth something.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just leave it right here, and we'll just test the sobriety of our guests as they come up.
Good idea. I'd like to see Bud Price walk along that one sometime when he comes up.
Yeah.
So you don't have to paint that white line out all the time. Just
No.
roll it up and move on to the next...
And to give them some incentive, here's gum at the end. You know, at this point, Happy had arranged to do one of his almost popular songs. But, of course, without the mirth makers here, that's kind of impossible.
Sometimes with the mirth makers here, it's very difficult.
Oh, I'm kidding, Hap.
Yet it's so true. At the,
I love it. He tries to pretend how annoyed he is at me, and I know it's just a gag.
Now, are you guys still rooming together down there at the Comacabana?
Yes, unfortunately. What a story. Yep, yeah. And, well, we're hoping to find our own place very soon.
Well, I hope
separately.
you do too. Separately,
Yeah.
Anyway, at the last minute, Happy booked another group. You know how musicians always come to each other's aid at the last minute. It's a great brotherhood in a way.
Almost like the Teamsters.
Another one, sure. So you will get to hear that tune tonight. I don't know where Happy finds these people. He just books them right off the street, I guess. But here they are, doing Happy's arrangement, the Mission Army Band.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, I'm the dog. Music loud and women warm. I've been kicked around since I was born. Pray and shake and stay all night.
Oh, good. We have the stools back there for you all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, when they play, it's music to my ears.
It's so much like it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really great. A lot of people think today that rock music is sinful, and I think you've just demonstrated how true that can be. I know you people are actually from the Midwest. Am I right? Now, what brings you to the West Coast?
Well, Barth, we were wasted.
Oh, you were wasted? What do you mean?
Well, we weren't busy enough.
Okay.
There seems to be so little opportunity to sin in Ohio.
I'll say, Barth had to go down to Miami. Remember that?
So we thought we'd establish ourselves out here on the West Coast. It would be more meaningful to us and set up headquarters in Las Vegas.
Listen, Brother Timothy, how does the Mission Army begin to compete? I mean, who would want to go to your mission with all the other attractions that Las Vegas offers?
Well, we have designed our mission to give you the feeling of sinning without really doing it. And of course, we rely solely on contributions. And sort of as you come in the door, we have these slot machines, Salvation slot machines.
Crying out loud.
They pay off 10 to 1 if you hit 3 loaves or 3 fishes. And if you get the Holy Trinity, you got the jackpot.
Sounds like a nice idea. Do you have any card games, things like
Oh,
that?
yes. We play blackjack, but instead of your regular deck of playing cards, our face cards feature pictures of your basic saints and heavenly hosts.
It's fabulous. So when someone absolutely prays for that next card to be a face card, he's actually getting religion at the same time.
Exactly. Right.
That's
right.
great.
Our biggest draw, of course, is our showroom, the Lazarus Lounge. That's where Little Eden performs.
Showgirls?
Brother Timothy?
Well, our showgirls only demonstrate the ways of sin. For example, we have a new recruit named Little Eden. She comes out on the stage just like Eve, just the way God put her on this planet.
Yeah.
Then along comes the snake, and together they show the audience just what temptation really is.
You folks sound like just the thing that Las Vegas needs to cure that Saturday night fever. So I want to wish you all the luck, and we'll see you either, may see you there. I think we'll see you there a lot sooner than we'll see you back here, right? That's just my own personal viewpoint. Okay, we'll be right back after this important word. Stay with us. Okay. All right. Have a nice week. In the 1960s, this country was plagued with a number of terrible assassinations.
Yes, probably more than We need it.
In the 1970s, we've been plagued with theories about how they happened. Our next guest is the man behind yet another conspiracy theory. And again, as you say, more than we need. But with this one comes some new and rather startling evidence. Please welcome Mr. James Rushmore. They still don't have the heat on back in the green room. His hand's like ice. Well, of course you're a little nervous. You're not a television personality. But, Mr. Rushmore, I understand you have new information concerning that awful, fateful day in Dallas in 1963. Who are you pointing the finger at? CIA, FBI, KGB? Which letters of the alphabet do you say did it?
Well, I'm afraid it's nothing that simple, Mr. Gimple. Gimble, sorry. We've uncovered a massive conspiracy involving the CIA, the FBI, and the Cuban National Baseball League.
Well, that is a new door.
Really, that is a new one.
Well, around the time of the Bay of Pigs fiasco, Cuba's main export to this country was baseball players, and some of these players, we've later learned, were in fact spies. They seem to be specifically concentrating on sending us catchers, as a matter of fact.
You know, there's some validity to that, because if I remember, that was just after Yogi Berra and just before Johnny Bench, and there was quite a need for catchers.
That's absolutely true, Jerry. And it is common knowledge that Lee Harvey Oswald was a shortstop. But
I didn't know that.
No, neither did I, although you say that was common knowledge. There might be the theory that they superimposed his face on another shortstop.
That's possible.
But as to actually having seen him play shortstop, I don't know.
Well, if it's common knowledge, it's kind of strange that neither of us have heard of it.
at a 9.95 fielding average, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's common knowledge. Yeah.
Yes, our investigators have turned up new evidence that there were at least 25 catchers in Dallas, in the Dallas area, in November of 1963. So these weren't just Cuban catchers. They also trained American catchers and Russian catchers in the conspiracy. And by the way, we call this conspiracy the Pitchin' Cacciatori.
Switch there, that's nice. You mentioned evidence, and that's good that you did. What proof do you have to support this catcher's theory here?
Barth, we have photographs. We believe that many of the original familiar photos from Dallas were doctored before the public ever saw them. So we've redeveloped the negatives, and we have some startling new evidence to show you. I think you'd be interested in this
Do
next...
you have some here?
A picture is worth 1,000...
I think if you notice along the parade route there...
Yeah, that's amazing.
Curious. We've also recently learned that one of them was in the Dallas police station when Ruby shot Oswald, and off to the right, posing as a reporter.
As a reporter, he's got a microphone there, and yet are we even guaranteed that it's a microphone if he's what you're saying? Listen,
No, it's the one with the mask on you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
You notice a flash of recognition between Ruby and the catcher?
Yes.
They seem to know each other.
they're looking right at each other. That's incredible. Well, listen, let's suppose you are right, okay? And that's really reaching. And there were 25 catchers suited up in Dallas. Do you believe they were all actually involved, or do you subscribe to a single catcher theory?
Well, we believe it was a whole team. In fact, we know there were at least 2 catchers posted in the school book depository at that time. Unfortunately, as you'll see, there was only room enough for one of them on the window ledge.
Oh, yeah, there you have that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, why do you suppose the public didn't hear about a catcher hitting the pavement and heading for that big home plate in the sky? And that would cause news. Was this catcher actually killed?
We believe somebody caught him.
This would, yeah, of course. Now, how do you explain that the Warren Commission never once, to my knowledge, which is pretty great, ever mentioned the possibility of a catcher's conspiracy?
Yeah, that's a good question, Rushmore. Huh? Let's have can you pitch one in there? Come on, Rushmore, baby. Put it right in there. Come on, baby. Come on, dig in there. Dig in, man. Come on.
Again,
Reach back.
I point out a very complex cover-up. It reaches into the, well, take a good look at this official Warren Commission photograph.
Okay, yeah. So the catcher's conspiracy theory is that baseball catchers trained in Cuba were conspiring in Dallas in 1963.
In Dallas in '63, Barth, and today all over the world.
We'll be right back after these words. Stay with us. Thank you. Nice try. We're back, and you know, this is fascinating stuff right here. Gossip is always a favorite topic about Hollywood stars. People write books about themselves or other stars, but nobody knows more about the behind-the-scenes life of the stars than actually those dedicated folk who help them through their everyday life. And I'm talking about the hairdressers, the maids, the gardeners, the little people, who see the big people as they really are. Our next guest has been lucky enough to be one of these menials for 11 years, and has just written a fabulous book about it. It's called Gardener to the Stars, and he's got the real dirt. I guess you'd expect that of a gardener.
Let's bring him out and see what comes up. Eh?
Okay, really, let's plant him out here on our
You know what it
couch.
takes to make things grow, and I'm sure he's got a lot of it.
Absolutely. Try to rake's progress. Bring him out here. So would you welcome, please, Mr. Toshiro Asaki.
See? Oh, boy.
Well, this is fascinating reading here. It's just amazing. Mr. Asaki, have I got that right? Asaki?
Asaki? Asaki?
Okay, Mr. Asaki.
I like the way you handle that, because you speak it kind of with the intonation and everything. You know, so a few years ago, all we knew were a few Japanese words like harikari and bonsai and tora. But now as years go by, it's funny, what once were our, our arch enemies are now our friends. We're all peaceful, and now we know peaceful Japanese words like Toyota, Datsun, smorgasbord.
Sure. Mercedes isn't Japanese, is it?
I think that's...
I just wanted to say. Mr. Asaki, you've trawled under the windows of some of the most talked about stars in Hollywood, and we understand you have some incredible stories that were too hot even to put in this book. Isn't that right? So, we're all ears. Go ahead. No, we'd love to hear one of those stories, Mr. Asaki.
Asaki? Asaki?
Excuse me one sec.
It's written in English.
Wait a minute.
Seems there's a switch here. Seems...
Oh, boy. Translated by...
Well, another surprise, eh?
You know, this is one of those times in the life of a host. I'm sure it's happened to Johnny, it's happened to Merv, and of course they'd never let it happen to Dinah, but...
Oh, wait a minute. Well, then let me try something here. I know a little Japanese. Of course, it'd be hard to know a big Japanese. I'm pulling his leg, and he doesn't have the slightest idea. But let me try. No, seriously, let me think if I can... You work as gardener to many big Hollywood stars. So, now they Kelly on big party. Drinky, make whoopee. You see with own eye. You tell us now all you see. Okay, Asaki?
Asaki?
Jerry, that isn't exactly unbroken ground.
Well, you know...
I think hardly any of us missed his name. We got that,
I know,
okay?
but,
Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say?
Point to being
guilty with an explanation. Nobody's got a busier job than our talent department head, Sylvia Kuntz. She doesn't always have the time to check out every little last detail about a guest, like whether they speak one word of the prevailing language of this nation, which, for your information, Sylvia, is English, comprende? So it looks like
he's extremely inscrutable, and I think that would be...
There's a possibility.
Extreme.
Well, right now it looks like our guest is it's not going to be favoring us with juicy anecdotes about big stars like Connie Stevens. It is.
Connie Stevens. Oh, Missy Connie Stevens. 友達が来て、そ そこやってるんですよ。
カニスティーブン
カニスティーブン。で、友達がですね、やってるんですよ。で、それを僕が行って、押せるんですよ。こう買って。で、きれいに鼻がポンポンでしょ。これ手を取って、手って言うんですよ。これ、もう、手ってそれで、向こうでテニスを教えてくれ。テニス。こう、ポンと。で、これ、いいね、これ、そうですよ。カニスティーブンですよ。いいですね。
Sounds great.
We'll be right back after these words. Thank you, Happy. It was worth $100 to see you do that to yourself. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Well, that's about it for tonight. That's all our show. I want to thank my wonderful guests, Mr. Rushmore. Good luck with your conspiracy. And Asaki. Here's his book, and it's written in English, which is makes it a little handier than what you saw. Okay, Jerry Hubbard was here. And for you folks that are, you women who are packing a lunch for that husband of yours tomorrow morning, here's a little tip. He may be a little overweight. Use the bologna itself as the bread. Okay? Just twist it over and put whatever you want in there. That way it stays on those calories. Okay? That's it. Good night.
Some members of our studio audience will receive the following. Plastic curves from Dittos, the Feel the Fit Company. Pants to make every woman feel beautiful. In sizes 3 to 13 and 8 to 18. And Lillian Vernon's catalog gift certificate. Jewelry, gifts, decor, personalized items, and things from practical to whimsical. Furnished by Lillian Vernon. And Skin Quencher by Chapstick, the new fragrance-free hand and body lotion that softens, soothes, and comforts your skin. Skin Quencher. I hate that sandpaper feel. Also appearing on tonight's show were Tim Isbell, Amy Albani, Francis Russell, Celestine Chambray, Scott Stone, Boyd Schlafer, and Bradley Blaylard of the Beverly Hills...
Tonight at 11 on Monty Python, a hijacker interrupts a flying lesson demanding to be taken to Luton. And next, our feature, None But the Brave.
The calf socks.